Hi guys, welcome back to the Ava Technology Show, where we bring you the latest AI news and tech news. So today we've got a story that Will's going to share with you. But before we do, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything. Literally, it's free, and it will really support us and it will really help us. And I know I bang on about it every time, but literally all you have to do is just say like, thank you, appreciate it. Say hello in the comments. Please do it. Do it now. Do it now. Have you done it yet? Right. Okay, come on, let's go.
Ben's had a lot of coffee this morning. He's good. I
haven't actually. I haven't.
This is just your natural energy levels.
Natural energy levels first thing in the morning. Let's go.
Let me share my screen. I'll try and mirror the energy. I can't promise I will be able to, but I'll give it a go. A few days late, but that's because we've had some interesting stories. But today we're going to be going back to the OpenAI bandwagon because most people are talking about this. And I think if you hear me out and scroll through the article, you will see why. But if you have not heard of the announcement, OpenAI released their new Sora 2 video generation model. And it is, as it says in this intro here, it's a groundbreaking model in terms of how it can create physically accurate videos. It has audio in it. It can have people in it. We're starting to get into this like weird world now where you can show it pictures of you and it can create long form video with it. What's also interesting, just going to play some examples here of the video model. It's stuff that we've seen before. I mean, the quality is amazing, as you can see. It's incredible to think that this is generated with AI. Notably, physics reactions. I mean, it's a bit slow on my stream, but one thing that video models particularly struggled with in the past is replicating accurate physics, but these models are getting better and better at that. It's incredible. What's really interesting, and this isn't available in the UK because we're the UK, but
I know, that's so annoying.
Yeah, well, we could talk about that, but yes, it's not available in the UK. But what you're going to find interesting is the direction that they are going with this. And I'm going to stop sharing. I'm just going to explain it because I can't show you. But if you go onto Sora's main website, as well as also what Meta have released, I can't remember what Meta have called it, but it's the same sort of thing, is that they're really gearing this towards being some sort of odd dystopian social media platform where you don't need creators. If you go on the Sora website, you can scroll through tons of AI-generated videos. You can comment on them. You can like them. You can follow the creators that have created the AI creations. For me, this is a new direction, and Meta have done it as well. They are trying to bring out, some sort of feed where you can, doom scroll AI slop, as a lot of people call it, and that's fascinating as well, and dystopian. And I don't like that. I mean, to be frank, but yes, it's lots of mixed opinions. These models are incredible, and I'm only thinking of the possibilities that we have to be able to use these models on the work that we do and other people's projects. But at the same time, I don't know about this social media angle where we're removing the need for creators or creating this sort of like doom scroll environment where people can just zone out in a world that doesn't even exist.
It's interesting, isn't it? On that social media side, some people might argue the content creators, how shall I say this, can become slightly egotistical. So it's all about a big ego and growing a big ego and pushing that forward, and they live off that energy that from the likes and subscribes and all the rest of it, and whatever. Whereas this takes that whole element away, doesn't it? Because although you said it's not content creators, they are content creators. They're just not putting themselves front and center of the content. Yeah. So does it lead to, I guess, maybe opening up to more people who would like to create content but don't want to stand in front of a camera, or they don't want to have that need for validation from a million people that they don't know? It's an interesting one, because in the same sense, the social media side has really sort of created quite a toxic world in many respects. And the way that we live our world is a little bit unrealistic, where we just sort of live off a dopamine hit. Oh my God, I just got to look at her for real. And I'm like, I'm literally going to be here for like 2 hours just being like a complete mong, looking at some randoms that I actually don't care about, but for some reason I'm really interested in. And then we get into the world that we're in, you know, where people struggle with human interaction. So that's slightly going off tangent there. And that's, you know, and I'm not saying all social media is bad, but I'm just saying that is one of the bad aspects. And I wonder if this, does it change things? People's usage will probably still be the same. They'll still doom scroll and waste their time and energy just doing jack. But whether it will just create a different type of content creator, maybe more creative and less egocentric.
It's at this point it's super early and hard to tell. Obviously, I agree with the sentiment that it will create new types of content creator making things, and it'll open up realms for people to create higher quality things as well. I do really struggle with the idea of totally removing the human from this. I don't think that will solve people's social media issues. In fact, I would potentially argue it would make it worse and even more disconnected. At least if you're doom scrolling real people and seeing real content that they have made. I can actually share a little bit actually. I can't access it to the same degree as other countries are able to access it, but I can show you roughly what the feed looks like.
Yeah, I don't think it will necessarily make social media better in any way.
I mean, to me, it's
just going to feed it.
Yeah,
I think it's just going to take a different form, if that makes sense.
I am not convinced. I mean, this is for me technically amazing. I love seeing how incredible this is from a technical standpoint, but to think. I mean, that's amazing, isn't it? To consider that this video here, that's AI generated. I mean, that is just an incredible understanding of physics and the world around you, as is these things.
Yeah.
But to put this in front of somebody as a social media platform and just like, none of this is real. I don't know. There's something that makes me uneasy about it. Something that makes me feel even more disconnected than sometimes social media.
You might be right, mate. It might make things way worse. In many respects, it might sort of desensitize people from the reality,
from real world interaction, especially if you can create these yourself.
Sorry, Will. I was just going to say, let's move on about that whole social media ethical, where it's going to go, and all the rest of it. Let's talk about the technical side. I mean, it is absolutely mind blowing what you can do. How long are these? Because I remember looking at Sora like maybe was it a year, 2 years ago when it first came out, or whenever it was. I can't remember. Let us know in the comments when it first came out. It blew me away, but equally it was tiny little clips that you could do, and you couldn't really do much with it. What we looking at now? Because in all honesty, I haven't even looked at Sora for a while because, you know,
well, we're not allowed to use it.
There you go.
I mean,
and we've got lots of stuff on.
Yeah, and we got lots of stuff on. It's significantly improving across the board. I mean, after Sora came out as being one of the first really decent video models. I mean, you may or may not have seen, but a common internet meme, especially from 2023, was the first sort of AI generated video of Will Smith eating pasta, and if you haven't seen it, it's a particularly horrific example of AI generation, but it was amazing at the time. Everyone was like, wow, we're generating multi-frame videos. I mean, it looks somewhat like Will Smith eating pasta. I mean, the physics are bad, but we can see the seedlings. And within a short year, that improved. And then Sora came out and blew it out of the water. And since then, it's been quite competitive. Google have released some very good models, and I think this is the beauty of capitalism and a free market, is that they're egging each other on and like causing massive improvements. And Sora 2, I believe, having viewed some of the video, is groundbreaking above what Google have done. It's even more realistic. It's got audio. Its videos are much longer as well. You're correct. The original Sora, you could maybe make up to 30 seconds, I believe. 15 to 30 second videos. These are much longer form videos. They're also multi-scene videos. So again, you type in your prompt, and more often than not, it'd just be one camera angle. It could do multiple camera angles, but at a push. Now we're able to replicate people's faces over long contexts, over long videos, multi-scene, multi-frame, and it's an amazing technical feat. It's an area of model that I don't understand wholly, technically how it works. I understand large language models, and language models, a lot better on how they work. The video models, not so much. It's definitely something I'm going to be spending more time researching, just out of personal passion for it, but also, as I mentioned, for the direction this can go in, the benefit that it has for content creators to make better content, as well as this sort of new direction in social media.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I guess it's one of those things, a technology frontier that potentially, and again, guys, I'm just thinking from a selfish perspective, so apologies. I'm thinking from our Ava Mind app. We could look to, I'm just spitballing ideas here. Enable people to have a sort of an Ava persona type, more visual experience rather than just a text and talk experience. Possibly, I don't know. I'm spitballing ideas. Whether that's a good thing, whether that's a bad thing, it's a tricky one. Obviously we're in mental health, so we've got to walk that tightrope very carefully. But yeah, it's just an interesting one, isn't it? What about the sort of, the film creator industry, and all the rest of it? Because I've started to notice ads which are clearly using AI, and they're phenomenal. They are phenomenal. I'd love to know, behind the scenes, how it's shaping. Maybe speak to somebody in that industry, how it's shaping what they're doing. Does it bring the cost of production down? Is it making the production process quicker, etc., etc., etc.? I'm sure the answer is all of those. It would just be really interesting to hear somebody who's working at the forefront of that.
I think we're right at the beginning of this. I at this moment, you can still tell for me when videos are AI generated. And again, it is amazing what is possible, but I don't think, and we've seen a couple of examples. Coca-Cola, for example, launching AI generated videos, and they're quite clear that this is generated with AI. And at the time, it's quite novelty and amazing. It also has been met with a harsh critique from people like videographers and producers, because I think
naturally, because they're fearful.
I think that's where it comes from.
If you look from the consumer perspective, if you look at the person who's absorbing the content, fine, we can tell they're AI generated, but ultimately they're bringing value. They're fun. They're funny. It's like, oh, I know that's AI. Of course it is. You don't get an elephant driving a bus or whatever it was I saw recently. But it's just, it's providing value. It doesn't matter that I know it's AI, whether it's good or bad. It's a good ad, and it's a good experience from the consumer absorbing that content. So from that perspective, I think that's ultimately all that matters. From a content creator's perspective, is your audience getting value? If it's yes, then brilliant. But of course, there's going to be a lot of backlash because people are worried about all those obvious things.
I think this backlash will continue. I think that videographers and producers will inevitably have to use it more and more to remain competitive. I think it's going to completely shake up what the content creation industry looks like, especially as it gets more hyper-realistic, better at physics, harder to distinguish the difference between a real shot with a camera and something that's just been generated by a model. And I think that's going to be, it opens up so many barriers for us, for anybody looking to create professional videography for their brand, for their business, just as ChatGPT and other large language models has completely opened up the floor for generating written content and imagery now as these models are getting better. I think it's going to completely reshape it. I think we're going to have to think very carefully about how to approach it, though, because these are people's jobs, these are people's livelihoods, and if you don't need them anymore because you can just type in what you want and a beautiful hyper-realistic video comes out the other side of just what you would like, then what is the need for a videographer? It's going to be for high-end work, where you really want to go out and film that geographical documentary. It's going to be much more niched down, I think. And I can't answer you whether that's a good thing. On the surface, it doesn't sound like a good thing, people losing their livelihoods. But that's what I mean. As it rolls out, we're going to have to think very carefully about how this is used and how this is rolled out. Interestingly, OpenAI did put a disclaimer at the bottom of their written up release paper titled The Deployment of Sora, as well as launching responsibly. And what's next? And to be fair to you, it's kind of an underwhelming paragraph. I'd expect companies like this to have some more concrete answers, but it just seemed like your typical jargon of protecting children, making sure people use it responsibly. And I think we need to have some deeper discussions and thoughts about this technology.
Yeah, it's interesting. I heard somebody say, and I really, it really connects with me, that we are living in quite dystopian, troublesome times.
Yeah,
in
it does
lots
feel
of
like it sometimes.
areas. But when we actually also think about it, and step back and go, yeah, I mean, it's turbulent, lots of, turbulence in politics and economics and money, the money systems being printers, and we've been debased left, right and centre, political chaos, everyone's fighting with each other and they hate each other. And it's like, but at the same time, if we look at the other side, we are also living in the most unbelievable time in history, where we've never been richer. The technology revolution that's taken place is just going to be mind-blowing and create so many opportunities, and the world is just going to advance so fast and so far. But I think whenever, so we are living in a complete technological revolution, which is unbelievable. So we've got that, it's never been a better time to be alive, with 100%. The emergence of AI, the emergence of Bitcoin, the emergence of all these technologies. It's just unbelievable. But we've also got that flip side, which is you can be very negative about it. So I think it's always good to think about the positives. But I think whenever there is big change, there can be turbulence, and I think that's possibly what we're experiencing. And when we go into a better place, it's going to rattle it up a bit, and not everyone's going to be happy.
This AI thing, this technology era, everything that's happening right now has the ability to turn it into a new renaissance, which is a sentiment that I really strongly echo. I don't think this is going to be like the Industrial Revolution. I think this is going to be much closer to the Renaissance period, which is an unlocking of human creativity. This beautiful thing where people can push the boundaries of themselves, challenge their thinking, do new, greater, better things. I think that is the sentiment that we should echo. We need it, to get there, it's not going to be plain sailing. We need to work out the best way to get there, to limit the also potential damages and turbulence as you were describing. But I think ultimately, if this is done right and rolled out correctly, then this is just going to be such an incredible next 50 years, for example.
100%.
Watching what comes out of this.
Well, listen, let's leave it on that positive note.
Positive note.
And come on, the world is going to be good, it's going to be exciting, and there's lots of great things that's happening. So let's keep positive. Guys, hit that like, subscribe. We're going to keep bringing you the latest news in AI tech and all the rest of it. Hope you got some value out of it. Hope you enjoyed it. Let us know what you think, and we'll catch you on the next one. Take care, guys.
Cheers, guys.